Hey, Tyler ESPN. This is for Mickey X. So going into the final, you're going to be playing against Crisp, who has been considered one of, if not the best support in the competition so far. What do you think about him as a player, and how are you going to prep for him?
So thank you for the question. And I think Crisp is a really good support, and I think he's been performing the best out of every support in this tournament so far. So I'm looking forward to playing against him. But I know that I can match up well against him because, well, the series today gave me a lot of confidence that I can actually play well. So yeah, looking forward to it.
This is Steven from Esports Club. I have a question for Caps. Second year in a row you're with a European team against a Chinese team in the World's Final. Could you tell us a little bit about the difference between being at G2 this year and at Fnatic last year, like the atmosphere in the team and how the World's Run went? Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I could go like very into depth because obviously it's like a different team, so there's like a million things that are different. But I think just going into this year, like I felt like last year, Korea underperformed a lot at Worlds, and I mean even China, IG was playing really well, but overall, I think this year, every region showed up. Maybe NA didn't, but Korea, China, and EU already all showed up with like really strong teams, and that's why I felt like we played really well. Well, last year it felt like some of our games weren't like that great, but we just kind of got really far because like maybe we faced C9 in semis. But so I think I'm just happy with how we played this year. I think we just improved a lot, and we just at a really strong level.
Hi, translating for Aitor. He's asking to everybody in the team, do you think this final is the best chance of you guys to prove that Europe is now on the same level as the East teams?
I think it's just G2 and not really like the West. I think it's mainly like just because, I mean, as you could see, right? Splice got knocked out in quarters and Fnatic got knocked out in quarters and no NA team made it out of groups. So I don't really think, I mean, it's also like, you can like even see our splits in our own region that we didn't really have a lot of competition. Almost, I mean, in the end we had like Fnatic like pressuring us a bit, but I think it's not, I mean, you can't really like say that Europe or America is as strong as all the Asian teams, because I think there's like 6 to 8 teams in LPL and SK respectively that could be like top 3 Europe and even win NA. So
I mean, also I do think like Europe has been showing up a lot more as a NA, and it just makes it like a lot more interesting because like every region is strong, and going to like next MSI, going to next Worlds, I think it would be really hard to pick like a favorite. So it's gonna be fun to see what teams show up.
Hi, Fernando from Ubit. Question for Verx or Mickey. In the last conference, Teddy said that Kai'Sa has a good matchup into Saya, and since LWX has a really good Kai'Sa, I'm interested in your opinion on the matchup.
Kai'Sa, good matchup into Saya?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I don't know if I can go too much into details because we're playing finals next week, so I don't want it to be translated here by all the people, and then we see they know my priorities, but I think that I can play Kai'Sa's matchups on both sides and win. So that's the answer. I think it's a skill matchup.
Sue from Sky Sports, this question's for Mickey. A lot of people have said now that Perkz is the best ADC in the world, and the two of you are one of the best bot lanes in the tournament. But how would you rate yourself? Would you say you're the best support in the world?
Thanks for the question. No, I would say that I played pretty bad for the whole tournament, except this series. And I think Crisp was really consistent. So I would say I would put him above me. And I'm not sure about the rest. I can maybe put myself second. And I guess I'm top 2 since we made finals, but yeah.
Hi, this is Darius from the Shotcaller. My question is directed towards Caps. Congratulations on making finals again, of course. Now that you knocked out Faker once again, do you have any other mid laner that you consider your true rival, or is there just no one there to stop you right now?
I mean, I think Faker played really well today. I think there's like a lot of mid laners who who's really strong, right? I think mid lane is like the strongest role. So there's like a lot of strong players, and I think there's like a lot of players that are my level and stronger. So I just have to prove myself, and obviously winning Worlds would be like a start to that. But it's like a marathon, and you wanna keep performing at the highest level. Or role swap, but.
Hi, here. Okay. José Ángel for Millennium España. This one is for Carlos. Carlos, you were a hateable object in the Spanish community for so many years, for a part of the Spanish community. So how do you feel when you were chanting your name, when the people were chanting your name, like the loudest chant with Ibai?
I'm used for people chanting my name, and I think I'm still hated. It just happens to be that G2 has more fans than Fnatic and Origin. So the hatred, the ratio of hatred versus love has changed. But yeah, those guys from inside their caves, they still hate. They just don't. They just can't go to Twitter and talk to me if we win, you know. And then if I lose, then I don't appear on Twitter. Then I stay on my cave for a couple of weeks. So it's a win-win. Thank you.
Hey, Tyler Fiaskin again. This is also for Carlos. I'm interested in anyone else can chime in on the answer. Every year at Worlds, a big topic is World Skins, and players get the sales of the skins. So for a team so flexible for G2 with like Yasuo, Pike, who could be big sellers, how are you going to like divvy up who gets which skin if you guys win the final?
Honestly, we just look at the most sold skins and we just take a commercial executive decision. Yeah. You just can rank yourself.
Hey guys, Ashley Kang for ESPN and Horizon. I have a question for Yankos. In the press conference earlier with SKT, they say that the biggest difference between SKT and G2 today was that even when G2 was behind, they were able to overcome that gap, while SKT, when they were behind, continued to make more mistakes. And what can you tell us more about G2's mentality and not being able to cope, especially when they are behind in the game?
Well, I think that we as a team tend to not panic, and we always try to look for a lot of opportunities to come back the game. And it felt like we were behind pretty much in every single early game because we would make a lot of mistakes and run it down. But then they would not punish us as hard, and we tried to play into our composition strengths, which they didn't do so well, and that way we came back into a lot of games. I also think that, I mean, probably some team fights were like misplayed by them because they were like ahead, but they couldn't close it out, and they had like Nashville in every game almost. So yeah, I'm surprised as well.
Hi, Jack from Low Esports. My question's for Mickey. Noscarin last week kind of hinted that he had, obviously that was a game Splice won when they played Mata, and he kind of thought that Mata was the easier person to face than Effort. What did you think about facing both of them today?
Okay, thanks for the question. And yeah, I do think that Mata performed worse than I think Effort would. I think he did a lot of like silly mistakes, like getting caught a lot. And yeah, I mean, I feel like Effort wasn't playing that well either, but he's probably playing better.
This is Steven from Esports Club. It's a question for Caps again. Perks went to Carlos and said, I will only role swap for Faker or Caps. Now you're here. Would you role swap for anyone in the world at the moment?
So I think, yeah, I think we're kind of like in the process of picking up Doing B. So we're kind of trying to beat them next week because we're like strengthen our roster a lot. And we're not really sure what role is going next, but we can move around, you know. I think we'll decide after the next week, so no one will get like stressed out. Yeah, exactly.
Fernando from Esports Brazil. Yesterday when they asked Doing B this question is to Cats. Yesterday when they asked Doing B who he would rather play, you or Faker, he chose you because he said you guys play a similar style and you have a big champion pool. How do you feel about that answer, and how are you going to prepare for it? Do you expect anything too different, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think like when looking at the semifinals, obviously like Rookie is really strong mid laner, and same for Faker. And I feel like me and doing B, I'm maybe just like more crazy. Like we're not like as like solid in a way, but we're just more crazy and like thinking more out of the box and doing crazy things to like bring us back in the game or to get a lead. And that's why I'm like pretty excited to play against FPX. I don't think I've ever like really played against a team like that, where they will play to like the same like crazy extent as we will, and it's just gonna be fun to see how the draft will go.
Okay, this will be the last question of the press conference.
So this question is for Carlos. You are the only, well, the most important part of your team is that all your players are from Europe. You are representing Europe, and I wanted to ask if this is going to be a thing for like the history of their team, like you're going to be trying to stay with European teams, or are you going to be passing team-ups with players from all around the world?
We just told you we're doing big problems. I think it's very good that we're European. One of the things that Luca always said is that, and I agree with you, is that so if you go global, you have more access to talent, right? Therefore, mathematics tell you that you should have, on average, better players. But there's a lot of aspects from being a fully European team, like the cultural. There's cultural differences, but not that much. A Spanish person is different than a German person, but the difference is smaller than a Spanish person, different from a Korean person, right? And that cultural difference has a lot of implications when things go wrong, how people react to problems, whether you go emo, whether you try to learn, it's a different culture, right? So I think that the cultural clash is a big reason why we ended up winning for European, and then all of these things combined make it, I think, this team the most unique and insane team I think that from any esport title actually out there has ever existed. Holy shit, that was powerful.
We'd especially like to thank Krzysztof Bujnowicz, Erich Althaus, Lukas Legal, Lazy Raven and Adam Novosviat for your continuous and very special support, and of course all the people whose names you see scrolling past you right now. We have a lot of amazing projects and of course Worlds 2019 in Europe coming up, so thank you so much for supporting us and enabling us to do our work. Thank you.